What's up, y'all? Yo, check this out. Check this out. Ruby Sundays, fantasy football, back again. The playoffs are finally here. It's your boy Hot Sizzle. We're ready. The teams that are in, top 6 teams, are ready to go. Week 13. We thought it was going to be eventful based on last week's video. Turned out that last week meant absolutely nothing because I Will Crush Chris had a tiebreaker. He beat every single one of the teams that was tied with him at the time. So even if he lost, he still would have been in the playoffs. But he won 7-6 in the playoffs. No team less than 500 is in the playoffs. So clearly, you had to show up, you had to do what you were supposed to do, and you got into the playoffs. For the other 6 teams, including myself, I'm sorry, didn't quite work out. But you know what? We had fun, and there's still the consolation round. Still can have a little bit of fun racking up some points. But let's get to the playoff preview really quick. Obviously, the first and second seeds. Caca is the first number 1 overall seed, went 10-3. Scored a total of 1379, which incidentally is only isn't even close to the top. Maybe like 6th best or something. Maybe even 8th best. I'm not sure. But he won the games he was supposed to win. Went 4-2 in the division. Ended the season on a 3-game winning streak. The number 2 seed also gets the bye, Real American Gangsters. He had the most points. Only team to cross 1,600 points for the season. Ended the season on a 4-game winning streak. Went 5-1 in the division. 3rd seed Big D scored 1,500 points, 1,544. Went 5-1 in the division. Ended the year on a 4-game winning streak. Clearly, the teams that got into the playoffs, for the most part, are teams that were headed in the right direction. In contrast, Aliens won a whole lot early on and then just stunk it up. 7-6. Coming into the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak, but he clinched his playoff spot about 5 weeks ago, so he was fine. Best around Chuck Norris came on strong during the end. Lost last week, but didn't matter because he had a real close win against me the week before. Comes in as the 5th seed, 1,300 points. Has actually had more points scored against him than points he's actually earned, but went 4-2 in the division. And the last seed, I Will Crush Chris, total of 1,327, had 1,200 scored against him, 3-3 in the division, and got a big win last week to get into the playoffs on a winning note. Underneath that, we got the teams that are going to be playing in the consolation. Trainwrecks at 6-7, Thunder from Down Under at 6-7. Yours truly, Hot Sizzle at 9th seed, 10th seed Texas Sledgehammers. Texas Sledgehammers has the 3rd most points in the entire league, and he is the 10th seed. That is fantasy football for you. He went 3-3 in the division, 5-8 overall, but just had some bad luck. Heavy Whales, least amount of points, 3-10, 11th seed. Reapers, 12th seed, 1,300 points. Went into the playoffs on a 3-game losing streak. So, that's the way it's set up right now. By the way, we're recording directly from YouTube.com. So we're gonna see how that works out. If there's some issues or something, you all can let me know. Busted out the wife beater. Had to do the wife beater for the playoffs because it's serious. It's serious time, and when it's serious, that means that we bust out the guns. We make sure we don't hurt nobody. But I'm telling you, if I was in the playoffs, I'd be hurting some people. But we don't want to get into that. All right, I went 5-8. It was a rough season, but you know what? There's always next year. All right, let's talk about the games this week. Now, this week, obviously, Caca and Real American Gangsters have the byes in the playoffs. Incidentally, also, I believe it's Thunder from Down Under and Trainwrecks that have the bye in the consolation. But let's focus on the playoffs. The real tournament, the one that really and truly matters. I think we still got like a $20 Amazon.com gift card certificate if I can find it electronically. Remember, that goes to the winner. Let's go ahead and talk about the games in the playoffs this week. Number 3 seed, number 3 Big D against number 6 I Will Crush Chris. Big D is projected for 134. I Will Crush Chris is projected $116. To be honest with you, Big D, his team right now, he's got guys like Aaron Rodgers, who, in my opinion, is the top fantasy quarterback, at least top 3. But you can make the argument he's right up there with the Drew Brees and Peyton Mannings of the world. Top tier quarterback. He's also got guys like Fred Jackson, who's going to be starting He's got Pierre Thomas, Steven Jackson. He's got Anquan Bolden, who had a huge week this past week, 2 touchdowns, about 23 points. I think he's going to get the win there. By the same token, I will crush Chris at a 6 seed. He does have Kurt Warner, who's back healthy, had a great game. Cedric Benson is back going for him. Randy Moss, if he can get going. Larry Fitzgerald had a big game last week. It's going to be a tough one. He needs to replace John Carney because John Carney is no longer the starting kicker. But I just think Big D has too much firepower. He's got too many guys that are coming on towards the end of the season. He's even got guys like Kevin Smith on his bench, David Garrard on his bench that are projected to do extremely well. I got to go with Big D in that one. Other playoff game, other big game, and remember, you win, you continue, you lose, you're out. And incidentally, whoever wins out of I Will Crush Chris and Big D will go on to play Real American Gangster. So it'll be a big game. It's going to be tough to get to the championship, definitely, okay? The next game, Best Around Chuck Norris against Aliens. You know what, Aliens, somehow, I think it's because he had Phillip Rivers or something, but he won a bunch of games early in the season, and then he just fell off a cliff, and he's been updating his roster and stuff, but and incidentally, you can no longer go cherry picking in the waiver wire. That's done. You're set with the team that you have. You got guys that are hurt. Too bad. You should have gotten some deeper. You should have projected before that. But the waiver wire is officially closed. Trades are closed. You're in the playoffs. You're stuck with what you got. So Aliens is going to have a tough time. He's only projected to score 80 points. Best Around Chuck Norris is projected to score about $120. He's got guys like Maurice Jones-Drew, Jamal Charles, Percy Harvin's been playing well. Ocho Cinco had a huge game last week. I gotta say Chuck Norris is going to come out with a win right there. Whoever wins out of that will go on to play Caca. Caca's been on a hot streak, #1 overall in the league, but as you saw, his points aren't top, so you really don't know. Okay, briefly, let's go over the consolation. Obviously, it's not as big, but hey, it's nice to talk about. Hot Sizzle against Reapers. You know what? I don't even know what the projections are here. How is Ben Roethlisberger projected to score 30 points? I guess because he threw for 400 yards against Cleveland the last time they played. Thomas Jones is projected to score a lot, but then he's got the Bears' defense is projected to score 0 points. That is impressive. That is impressive. I've never seen a team projected to score 0. So hopefully we'll see how that pans out. But you know what? I don't know how my team's going to pan out. Steve Slayton's out for the year, but we'll see. You know what? I'm just going to say I'm going to win because I think I'm going to win. But I might not. Heavy Wells against Texas Sledgehammers. Heavy Wells, 88 points. We love you, man. You've been doing your thing all year, but you know what? I think Sledgehammers is going to get you here. He's scored 1,500 points this season. He's had some bad luck, and I think he's just going to take it out on everybody in the consolation round. Incidentally, the winner of Reapers against Hot Sizzle will play either Thunder from Down Under or Trainwrecks. And by the way, Trainwrecks had won 5 out of his last 6 games to get a bye. And Heavy Whales, out of Heavy Whales and Texas Sledgehammers, Trainwrecks will play that winner, and out of Hot Sizzle and Reapers, Thunder from Down There will play that winner. And then we'll have like a consolation winner thing. Not as much of a big deal, not really, just playing for pride, but hey, it's all good. So anyways, Ruby Sundays, hey, thanks everybody for staying active, staying involved. It's been a good year. Keep going with it. Good luck to those teams that are playing this week. Big D against who are you playing again? Against, I Will Crush Chris. Yeah, Big D against I Will Crush Chris, and then Chuck Norris against Aliens. Good luck to you all. Same thing goes for those in the constellation. Keep updating your rosters. Do what you gotta do. Ruby Sundays.